my work teaches anything, I hope that people learn that self care is not selfish. Yeah. Taking care of yourself, whether that's through aesthetics, wellness, or simply giving yourself permission to shine,
Hmm.
it is what allows you to show up fully for others.
It's October 18th from 12 to 6 p.m. It's DermAlign Day. Join the experts at DermAlign Med Spa for their biggest beauty event of the year. Enjoy Botox for just $10 a unit, specials on microneedling and salmon DNA facials, and enter for your chance to win $5,000 in free services. It's your day to glow, only at DermAlign Med Spa. Learn more and RSVP through the link in today's show notes. Welcome back to the Running Wine Mom podcast. I'm your host, Samantha Slinsky, aka the Running Wine Mom. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of us think about, but don't always talk about: confidence, self care, and the evolving world of medical aesthetics. I'm joined by Ekata Rushi, founder of DermAlign Med Spa, a physician associate with over 15 years of medical experience spanning emergency medicine, neurosurgery, bariatrics, and now aesthetics. She's passionate about safety, education, and helping people feel the very best version of themselves. Whether you've ever wondered about PDO threads, Sculptra, or how med spas can help with skin changes from GLP-1 medications, this is the conversation for you. It's about more than treatments. It's about empowerment, presence, and aligning how we look with how we feel. So without further ado, let's welcome Ekta Rushi. Hi.
Hi, thank you very much. What a wonderful intro.
I am so excited to meet you. And I always love interviewing women in business, especially women in business by me. And you are located right in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, right?
That's correct.
All right. So before we get into all the wonderful things you do, we start each episode with our wine, and win of the week segment. This is where we share our favorite bottle of wine, then about something that's been bothering us, celebrate our recent victory. So grab a glass, take a deep breath, and let's get started. So, what is your drinking wine of the week?
Has to be Apothic Red. That's my favorite red wine.
That is a
That's my
good one.
go-to wine.
That is a good one. How about your WHINE?
WHINE, probably the usual chaos of juggling between work, home, kids, and everything in between.
It is chaotic. How
Yeah.
about your win of the week?
I feel like win of the week definitely has to be, it outweighs my wines and everything. Both of my kids did pretty well this week testings, and they excelled. They had great grades in the beginning of the years. I'm so proud of them.
Oh,
So, on personal note, my Botox is started kicking in.
that is great.
So it still has some days. In 2 weeks, it will get a full effect. But feeling really good about myself, excited that it's finally kicking in, and I know that I'm gonna look good in 1 week.
Yeah, that is truly one of the best feelings when all of a sudden, my husband will all of a sudden be like, "Wow, what did you do differently? You look so much younger." And I'm like, "It's the Botox." That is what it is.
That is
It's
absolutely
been,
right.
yeah. So I always like to ask my guests, what is one significant challenge you've navigated shaping your journey to where you are today?
Significant challenge. I think I'd have to say transitioning from high stakes surgery to aesthetics wasn't easy, but it shaped me into the stronger, more grounded provider, taught me how to be resilient, and gave me courage to build Dermaline where it is today.
That's amazing. I can't wait to get into that. So, with your busy schedule, I always like to talk a little fitness with my guests. What's your favorite way to stay active?
So my rule of thumb, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are my morning. Do not mess with that schedule. 5 o'clock to 6:30. I go to workout mode. Before anybody else wakes up, I go very intense workout for 3 days a week. Not only it releases endorphin, it keeps me fit, and it also boosts my mental health also.
Right. Yeah. And how do you think that maintaining that fitness routine helps your mental health?
I think it's the normal release of endorphin is a happy hormone, so that gives you some boost up for the day anyway. And plus, having that exercise increases your physical strength. It keeps you in shape, so you can drink more wine and you'll be
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I work out, right?
So, yeah, yeah. I think overall, it works in every aspect of your life.
That's awesome. So let's get a little parenthood. Can you tell us about your family?
We are a family of four. My husband and I have two wonderful daughters, 12-year-old and 8-year-old. With three girls in the house, he often jokes that he's a true ladies' man.
That's awesome. And what were you least prepared for in parenthood?
Now I'm used to of it, but nobody prepares you the intensity of emotions that you feel all together. At the same time, you feel love, proud, anxiety, protection that you feel towards your kids. It all feelings all together at once you feel. Nobody preps you for that.
It is so true. All of the you can go from like laughing to crying back to
Yeah.
laughing in just like matter of minutes.
Yeah.
What do you think your parenting style is?
My parenting style, I would put it as my husband as a third party watching me as a parent. He often jokes that I'm a party parent,
Oh,
which leaves him to be the stricter one. It's like I have to be stricter one because you are such a liberal parent.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very important to balance. Like both parents cannot be strict and both parents cannot be liberal.
Yeah, you
So he
need
plays
one
the
of
bad
each.
cop, I play the good cop.
You get the fun job. I like that.
I get, but I'm more of that because I'm more outside. He's in
Mhm.
IT. So he
Okay.
gets the privilege of working from home. He gets to see the kids more. And
Yeah.
I work outside, medical field. I have to be outside.
Yeah.
So I just, when I go home, I just want to have fun with them instead of making
Yeah.
them do things for me.
And he needs to have the structure at home, so I
Yeah.
totally get it.
Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice that you would give to other parents?
I would say whether you're a liberal parent or stricter parent, doesn't matter, but it's very, very important to listen to your kids.
Mhm.
Really listen to your kids. Sometimes even when they're joking, they're telling you the truth. And if they're not joking, still listen to them instead of trying to put them down. Oh, you don't understand. No, they do understand things. And sometimes they're trying to tell you something in their way. So it's very important to listen to them. And I think they also feel heard and it also builds a confidence in them and makes a good bond with the kids also.
So true. Well, that is all wonderful, but let's talk about you, enough about the family.
Sure.
So you have, an array of backgrounds. Tell me about the moment you first fell in love with medical aesthetics. Was there a turning point in your career?
Yeah, there was actually. I started out in the world of emergency and surgeries, neurosurgery, where you feel the adrenaline rushing all the time and you fall in love with that adrenaline rush. But I also always loved my own aesthetic journey that I started after my second daughter and back in 2014, where I started getting my own treatments. I started with the Botox, a little bit of fillers, microneedling, and now obviously the Sculptra and period threads that I love them. Uh, but back in 2014, I started it, continued it, and then the COVID hit.
Hmm.
And we saw the worst of all the healthcare that anybody have ever seen. And at that time, I truly asked myself that what is the one thing as a person, not as a provider, I would want to do? And I want to see some happy faces. I want to see the smile. I want to see the confidence coming back in the people. And I personally wanted to go to my aesthetic provider and make me feel good. And so me and my husband were talking about, and he was like, "Okay, what's stopping you then?" And that's when I decided to make a shift. And back in 2021, I started my intense training, certification, board exams, and everything. And here I am today. I still do urgent care medicine here and there, just 4 times a month, to keep my
Wow.
skills up to date.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. So with all of your background in emergency medicine, neurosurgery, high stake fields, how do those early experiences still inform how you approach clients and patients today at the spa?
I think those specialties shaped everything about the way that I practice today.
Hmm.
In surgery and emergency medicine, you learn the precision, you learn to respect for anatomy, to stay calm under the pressure. I bring all that into my med spa. Uh,
Amazing.
Anatomy is very important when you do the aesthetic medicine. So I'm glad that I've been through that neurosurgery and emergency medicine that gave me deep understanding of the facial anatomy or any anatomy, matter of fact. So I bring all back to in my clinic, and beyond the technical side, those years also gave me a lot of empathy.
Hmm.
I want my clients to feel safe, cared for. I want them to feel heard when they come in because feeling confident starts with the trust. So I think working in emergency medicine and neurosurgery, you have to build the trust with the patient that, look, I know you need the medical care. Trust me, I'm able to help you and let's work it out and let's get you safe. So I think I bring that to my clinic also.
So when someone walks into your establishment and like how do you want them to feel in those first 30 seconds? Like what is your welcome? How will they feel?
In those first 30 seconds, there's like a first impression is very, very
Yeah.
important. I want people to feel instantly at ease, first of all. Walking into a aesthetic clinic can be intimidating sometimes. You are trusting someone with your face, your confidence, your self-image. So the welcomeness at the DermAlign isn't just about the smile at the front desk that we say, but I think we create the energy that feels warm, that feels safe, that feels not pressured. I want client to feel like they're not just another appointment.
Right.
But that's why we don't double book. We never double book our patients. But I think I want them to feel that they are the most important person at that time when they arrive. And they can excel when they come in. They can excel and relax and feel that they're being cared for, they're being listened to, and they're in good hands. I want them to feel like that.
That's so important. And especially for so many of us who are so busy, like
That's
we
right.
don't want to walk into something and just feel rushed out of this time that we've set in or that so that's so important and I love that you prioritize that. You also talk about education, safety, personalized treatment plans, realistic outcomes as really pillars of your practice. Can you walk us through like a patient journey from consultation to treatment to aftercare that kind of embodies that philosophy?
So at DermaLine, it starts with the education at the consultation. But I take time to understand their goals, explain all the options available to them, what each treatment does, what the risks and benefits are associated with it, results, realistic results and expectation that I set for them to feel informed before any decision, medical decision is made. Next comes the safety. Early treatment plan is built around anatomy, medical history, evidence-based medicine, and I talk to them. What are the research available for that? And what are the pros? What are the cons? What to look for? What not to look for? So they feel safe that look, it's okay to go for certain treatment, and if something goes wrong we are also prepared for that. And we talk about that too. Third thing, that we come up with a personalized plan because it's not a cookie cutter. Not two faces are not same unless they're identical twins. And finally we come up with the realistic expectations because we are not trying to change anybody's face. We're just trying to enhance what they have.
Yeah, that's perfect, and I love that you're so it's so important for the client to feel so educated as well, because a lot of times we're going into getting a procedure and we're like, I don't know, like my friend got it done, and
Right.
to really be
Yeah.
educated in it and understand what you're putting, into your body or onto your body is really important for really anyone.
Yep.
So in aesthetics, trends shift really fast. How do you balance staying in cutting edge with new devices, treatments, with prudence like safety and evidence and really ethical boundaries?
So I love trying new things, first of all, but only the ones that are safe and proven.
Hmm.
I don't try to things just by looking at the Instagram trend or TikTok trend. Some of the trends are good because they are
Right,
safe and proven and
right.
they're evidence based. So it's okay to try that, but not all of them. Some of them I hear is like, really? I invest into ongoing like education and training. It's like every month there is a training because it, as you said, it's changing so fast. You have to
Hmm.
stay up to date. but we introduce only the things that is proven, that is safe, is FDA clear or FDA approved, and enough data is available. Then we bring that treatment to the dermatologist.
And what do you think is a misconception people have about medical spas or injectables that you most wish that you could erase?
The most injectable are make you look fake.
Yeah.
That's what people think. That is gonna like you make you look fake, but done right, and they simply enhance. They should enhance you, not make you look
Right.
fake.
Yeah.
Because anytime they hear the word injectable, the celebrities who have overwork done and they look like a pillow face, that picture
Right.
comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a misconception. Done right, it can do the wonders.
Hmm.
For many clients, I guess it's more about this confidence, safety, reclaiming their refreshed look, not tired looking look that they're experiencing. So I think it's aesthetic done right. It can enhance you. Obviously, we are not trying to put you back where you were at 20. We're just
Right.
trying to enhance your current version.
Yeah. And that's so important. And it just makes you feel good. Like I feel as though there's so many, whenever I am so open with saying like, yeah, I get Botox or, I'll get this or that. Like, oh, really? You do? What? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, I've always wanted to get it done, but and it's like,
Because those treatments are done right. That's when
right.
you say, you look very good, but I cannot pinpoint what you did.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best one. That's the
Yeah.
best one.
So obviously we want to be successful at all we do, but we learn from failure. I really try and stress that from every aspect of my life and, my students that I teach as well. Tell me about a time maybe you felt like you failed or like a treatment didn't go as expected, but what did you learn or how did you pivot from that?
That's a great question because in medicine, aesthetic is still a medicine.
Right.
Things don't always go exactly the way you have planned. Early in my aesthetic career, I had a patient whose results weren't quite as we expected. And it wasn't unsafe, it was completely safe treatment. But it reminded me that every phase, every healing process is different. Even though I had a very good, vast experience in anatomy, I had to remember that there is a one phase that anatomy is completely different
Hmm.
than the notebook anatomy would be.
Yeah.
So from that, I would pay extra attention. And luckily, there was no damage done, but that was a learning lesson.
Yeah. And it is so important. I think of so many of my failures that I still like think about and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I didn't mess that up. But then I'm always like, wait, but I wouldn't have learned how to do all of these other things if that didn't happen. And I think it's just
I think
people like us.
if I find out in any profession, not in just aesthetics,
Mhm.
any profession or any field that they said that, oh, I haven't had any mistake or I haven't had any
Right.
failure, then I was like,
I
I'm
don't
going to doubt
trust it.
that.
I
I'm going to
agree.
doubt that.
I totally agree. You emphasize building long-term relationships with your patients. How do you kind of cultivate trust in a field that can feel very transactional to outsiders?
That's such an important question because in medical aesthetics can sometimes look transactional. You're
Hmm.
absolutely right. You come in, get an injection, and leave.
Right.
But for me, it's never just a treatment. It's
Right.
about the relationship.
Hmm.
One of the things I'm known for saying no when a treatment is not needed.
Right.
Patients actually appreciate that honesty
Yeah.
because it shows that I'm putting their best interest first and not the transaction first.
Right.
I think that honesty builds the trust, and the trust is what creates a long term relationship.
Yeah. And I love that you say no. That's so important because I think some people you could just come in and say, "Oh yeah, sure, let's do this, let's do that." And um that just means more, more money, more on the credit card or whatever. But to say no, it really does build a trust of like, okay, you have my best interest.
Like, for example, I had an earlier patient today who is my regular client, and she was like, I want this done. And I was like, no. And she was like, who in her right mind? She's with me for last 2 years since we opened. And she was like, who in the right mind would say no to this? I was like, I do.
I
And she's like, that's why I keep coming back over here.
I love that. So I want to ask about some specific treatments and also some because GLP-1s are like a huge thing right now. And I did not realize the amount of, I guess, offerings in the med spa that can help with a lot of these side effects, not side effects, but people losing collagen and having rapid weight loss in their face. And one of the things that you guys do is PDO threads. They become really popular
Hmm.
lately. Can you kind of explain in simple terms what they are and how they actually work to lift and rejuvenate the face?
Absolutely. I love PDO threads personally. PDO threads are one of my favorite treatment to talk about
Yeah.
because they sound more intimidating than they are.
Hmm.
In simple terms, they're dissolvable sutures with the barbs on it. Kind of like one surgeons use in surgery or in the ER, we use it for the lacerations that we place under the skin with a tiny needle. Because it has a barbs, it holds the skin up. Think of a PDO thread like a tiny dissolvable scaffolding.
Okay.
They lift your skin now and help it rebuild stronger with the collagen and make your skin texture stronger because of the collagen is getting built while they are there.
Hmm. Yeah,
So it
that's
does two things. It not only lifts, it also builds the collagen.
wow, that's amazing. So for someone who's considering threads, what's the difference between the instant lift they provide and long-term collagen stimulation effect?
As I said, it does the both. So it's like
Right.
getting two things in one treatment. So first, PDO threads gives an instant lift, as you said, by gently repositioning the skin tissue. We are not cutting anything. We are just repositioning the skin tissue very gently, very subtly, almost like tightening up the sagging area.
Yeah.
Second, and maybe more importantly, thread dissolve over time, but they stimulate your body's collagen because when we put the thread, the scar tissue around it does helps stimulate the collagen,
Okay.
and that builds over time. That's
Right.
not instant,
Right.
and so it gives your skin more structure and firmness, and it gives you glows later on.
So who do you think is the ideal candidate for PDO threads and who might you steer away in a different direction? Who are you telling no to?
PDO threads can be wonderful option,
Hmm.
but it's not for everyone.
Right.
Uh, so that's why the consultation requires.
Right.
Ideal candidate usually someone between in their 30s to 50s or maybe early 60s. Mild to moderate skin laxity, that will be a perfect. So little sagging or loss of firmness, but not severe enough that requires a surgery.
Right.
That will be the perfect candidate. Someone who does not have autoimmune disease, that will be a perfect candidate. So, and people who don't want to go under the surgery for whatever reason, recovery is longer. The results you may not like it, not may not be reversible, and want to have the subtle natural lift without the downtime. I think those will be a perfect candidate.
And another option is this Sculptra. It's often described as like the collagen builder rather than just a filler. So how does it kind of differ from traditional hyaluronic acid fillers?
They are very different. Sculptra is not a filler.
Yeah.
Think of fillers as an instant cushions
Hmm.
that you fill it and it stays there. Whereas a Sculptra is like a planting seeds and waiting for plants to grow, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a support system. So when you put the Sculptra, you're planting the seeds. Over the time, it boosts your body's natural collagen and gives you such a natural, great results. But it requires more than one treatment.
Okay. So like how many treatments, how long of a time frame do you think that it would take for someone who got that?
So if you have someone get that treatment, obviously treatment can be differ. Number of treatment can differ patient to patient, but usually it's 2 to 3 treatments, and it can last up to 2 years.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
the results are great, but it requires a patience. It results. It's not instant results.
Right.
So people who are willing to wait, they get some great success. So like for example, I had a wedding to go to in December of last year. So I started my Sculptra treatment in January of last year.
Okay.
And the results were great. Results were great. And often people combine PDO threads and Sculptra.
Okay.
So you go to the 2 or 3 treatments of a Sculptra, and month later you get the PDO lift. So it gives you great. The combination treatment is a perfect, especially as you mentioned with the GLP-1.
Yeah.
It's a great treatment.
So with the GLP-1, with the rapid weight loss and also loose or sagging skins, is there any other way that med spas can support patients through that process? Any other things besides those two mentioned?
So GLP-1 medication is amazing medication.
Hmm.
It helped patient to lose those extra pounds that they've been trying for years. So it's a great medication. If you are a candidate for it and if you need it, of course, absolutely go for it. But one side effect, as you said, sagging skin. The good news is that we have Sculptra, we have PDO threads, we have microneedling. So we
Yeah.
have the support system that previous generations did not have it, right?
Right.
So in our clinic, we don't wait until the end of the weight loss goal. We do weight loss wellness plans over here too. So instead, we create a plan treatment roadmap. For example, every 20 to 25 pounds lost will incorporate skin tightening or
Okay.
collagen building treatment. That way, skin is gradually supported, gradually rejuvenated while the body is changing.
Okay.
Of course, patient can get wait until they reach their goal weight, but in my opinion, it's always better to take care of the skin while you are losing the weight, so you don't have a lot of sagging skin
Hmm.
and you feel good too while you are losing weight. If your skin is shining and tight, you feel good too. So in our weight loss program, we incorporate that.
Awesome. So beauty is often about perception. How we see ourselves versus how we see others. What does real beauty mean to you, especially for someone who works in aesthetics?
Oh boy, that question answer can be so different, subjective
Yeah.
answer. To me, real beauty is about not about being perfect. It's about being confident in your own skin,
Hmm.
of looking best at your own age. Confidence shines brighter than any one feature of your face. So if you're feeling confident, I think we achieved our goal.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to do. We never try to change somebody's face at all. We never try to change the features of anybody. We just try to enhance. We want them to look their best version at their age.
Right.
We are never trying to say that, oh, we can make you look 20 or younger. It's not
Uh-huh.
possible.
Right. And so as a woman in medicine and aesthetics, how have you navigated imposter syndrome, expectations, or judgment along the way?
I think many women in medicine deal with imposter syndrome
Hmm.
at some point in any
Right.
career, but I think more in the medicine. When, like, for example, when I moved from emergency and surgical medicine into the aesthetics, I did face some judgment, some skepticism. People assumed that this work was less serious, which is completely
Right.
opposite. We are dealing with somebody's face, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at first, it made me doubt myself, but I realized helping someone feel confident in their skin is just as meaningful, as important as helping them in emergency. Confidence changes lives too.
Yeah, it truly does. So DermAlign is having DermAlign Day. It is coming up October 18th. What kind of inspired you to create this kind of event and what makes it different from a typical med spa open house?
So DermAlign Day is more than just an event. It's a celebration of confidence, self-care. We bring the community together. We design it not only to educate and empower with personalized consultation and treatment insights, but also bring people together. It's a chance to connect with one another, network, and share in a supportive space while also enjoying fun day filled with beauty, laughter, inspiration, good food, making new friends.
That's amazing.
So I think it's a collective measures.
And guests can also win everything from lip filler to Botox during the raffles. But beyond the prizes, what do you hope that people walk away with from it?
The raffles are always fun.
Yeah, they
It's real.
really,
It's very exciting. It's
yes,
very
they really is.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love the chance to win? I do.
I do.
I still do. You might win Botox fillers or PDO threads, but the real win is confidence that lasts long after the day is over.
Right.
Last year, our event was also same timing in October, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. We all went at home at 10:30. And the patients coming afterwards who also attended the event, we couldn't stop talking about it, how fun filled the event was.
Yeah.
So I think it was so much fun. It brought everybody close together. Many people learned many new things that they did not know the
Right.
treatment. So it's a like a chance to learn about new things. And you don't have
Yeah.
to particularly get that treatment, but at least you are educated about it.
And so for someone who's curious but maybe intimidated about coming to a med spa event, what would you say to encourage them to show up to DermAlign Day?
Walking into med spa can be intimidating.
Yeah.
For me, it was when I started my journey in 2014. It was definitely intimidating. It could be overwhelming too,
Hmm.
but that's exactly why we created DermAlign Day.
Right.
It's not a high pressure sales event. It's a chance to learn, explore, and just see what's possible in a relaxed, fun, welcoming environment.
Yeah.
You don't need to know everything about any treatment before you coming in. Just bring your curiosity, and we'll answer all your questions you may have.
Yeah.
Uh, Meet others in the community. See that aesthetics isn't about changing who you are. We're just gonna try to enhance if you need it. Otherwise, I'm famous for saying no anyway. My hope is that people walk in a little nervous,
Hmm.
but leave feeling informed, empowered, excited about the treatments that might be right for them.
That's perfect. I do feel like those kind of events, it's like, like you were saying about the raffles, like you want to win a raffle. Sure, I'll go to an event that has like a raffle. I could win something, but then you do leave with so much more because it is intimidating
Absolutely.
walking into a med spa when you've never gotten anything done and you're like, maybe I don't belong here. But then these events can really show you that anybody belongs there, which is,
Yeah.
what is so amazing about it.
Last year, I had a patient who brought her grandma,
Oh,
and she's our most returning patient, the grandmother.
I love that.
Yeah, and she loves coming over here, and we chat, and she brings us food sometime on her
Oh.
appointment. And I tell her that I hope you did not eat it because your procedure.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, that is
And
great.
her grandmother was just driving her over here because I
Yeah,
think she had injured her leg. So her grandmother was driving her to the event, and the grandmother became a patient, and she loves it.
that's awesome. So, when you think about your daughters, your patients, and the women you serve, what is one legacy of beauty, confidence, or presence you hope that they can carry forward from your work?
If my work teaches anything, I hope that people learn that self care is not selfish.
Hmm.
Yeah. Taking care of yourself, whether that's through aesthetics, wellness, or simply giving yourself permission to shine,
Hmm.
it is what allows you to show up fully for others.
Right.
If you don't love yourself, how can you expect other people to love you?
Yeah, I love that. That is the perfect place where we should end it. So I think that's going to bring us to the end of another episode of The Running Wine Mom. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and heart with us today. I know many listeners are walking away with not only a better understanding of aesthetics, but also a reminder that self care isn't vanity, it's presence, confidence, and choosing yourself. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And for the listeners, if you've been curious about exploring treatments or just want to learn more, DermAlign Day is happening October 18th from 12 to 6 p.m. You'll find raffles, exclusive event pricing, and a warm space to ask questions without pressure. I'll make sure to link all the details in the show notes so you do not miss it. As always, thank you for spending time with us today on the Running Wine Mom. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a mom who needs to hear it. You can follow me on Instagram at the Running Wine Mom _. And where can the listeners find you?
At DermAlign Med Spa and
Perfect.
Instagram.
Yeah. And I will link all of that. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us today. Remember, you are strong, you are capable, and you are all amazing. Until next time, keep running, keep sipping, and keep embracing the joy of motherhood. Cheers, and I will be back next Tuesday.